Welcome back to Crusader Kings 2, where we are just in a very bad looking war, but I hope that I can turn it around, and we just fulfill our ambition to groom an heir. And I think our next ambition is probably to become Chancellor, because I do think that we deserve that. So let's go ahead and make that demand. Our liege here is severely wounded. Let's just take a quick look here at the liege's council to see if we have a good chance here. The Chancellor here is this person. Diplomacy 1. Whew, okay. We do not have a designated regent. My cousin, I like my cousin. So I think that makes sense. So we have the action to ask my liege to become a member of the council. It cost me 50 prestige. I think so. Let's do it. I think we want to be that way, and I think we will actually call in now my son, and hopefully will accept, because I think we do require a bit more acceptance than I anticipated, and he's honoring his obligations to come to my aid, which is very good. We will go to this fight here, and it looks like we are finally turning this around, and here we're beating back the people. My wife feels gloomy. I will buy her something nice. I think we don't have a lot of money, so we will have to, unfortunately, ask her to not be too demanding of us. So it's been too long since the king promised to make room for me on the council. I could remind him. I mean, I like him overall. I think I'll be on the council for no time. I will ask to remind him. And I've become a councillor. Very good. What's my next ambition? Acquire a title, of course. Würzburg. I can press a claim on Württemberg. Okay, let's take a look at those in a bit. I don't want to get distracted too much, because we really need to have another fight while our mercenaries are still here, because we're going to lose them soon, and we have no ability to get more money currently on a quick notice. We could raise our troops again. I think that's the next step after we beat the next fight here. Okay, if they want to take a fight here across the river, that would have been perfectly fine for me. Why am I being so fast here? So we have another son, Gotthard, perfectly fine name. So what do I want to become? An inspiring leader? I think so, that's good. A siege leader? I'm not so much of a sieger, I think. An organizer makes sense. Okay, an organizer. Okay, that's good. So we're going to go over here and then turn around. And hopefully we have this ability to take that fight before the money runs out. Oh my god. Like, my steward just saved my butt. He is such a great guy as well. Great. So, can I let as a tradition, my wife underwent her churning after recovery and cleansing herself from the recent pregnancy. Unfortunately, her mood has not improved by taking the Holy Communion. Perhaps some old sins are still waiting on her souls. I'm sure I can calm her down. I think so, yeah. But this is a much tighter fight than I would like it to be. Definitely. So, Gertrude is fancying me, a stubborn, humble, frail bastard. So I'm not lustful or anything, right? So why would I do that? That's not appropriate, sorry. I know I'm a cool guy, but... So this is really, really bad. Like, we are not good at fighting at all. How is that possible, like, that we're such a loser? And they're hunting us down as well. We have technology advancement. Is there anything that would help us? Legalism, I think, in the long term is like small centralization is a pretty good thing. Military organization. Morale of armies, yes, please. Skirmish tactics, yes. Infantry, yes. And castle infrastructure, I think, is the next one that we probably want. We're usually building out our castles. So where is my son? That's my son, right? Up there. So let's just see if we could siege Pilsen. That belongs to the old guy as well. I think he's like in another war, and that's also like partially distracting him at least. Because now Bavaria is now sieging our war goal, which is definitely bad for us. But now that we have this opportunity, I think I will stand down quickly my own troops and raise them again. Just so that we have like a handful more. Okay, we're slowly sieging. I'm gonna speed up the game slightly again. We need to make a few progress here. My wife, she's a craving for exotic fruits. I think I have enough of it, dear. I will ignore her overeating. Well, honestly, it's not that we have a problem with it apparently, but I think I will have a talk with her at that point. Okay, I think they're gonna go for the Bavarians, right? Yes, and I think that's in our more or less interest to get them to fight the Bavarians. Okay, thank God. This guy is a godsend that he sent us money again. So let's see if we can just keep them down here. Can we? No, definitely no. Right? No? Oh, we are actually winning. I would not have thought that that's going to happen. So do we want my daughter to be ambitious? We could become rivals. I think no. Why not? No, let's leave her alone. I think we don't want to have any negative effects from it. She plays hard and talks straight. Brave makes sense for my side. Rowdy and becomes honest. So bravery for women. I'm not so sure if that's really necessary. We're humble. There's no honesty that we have, but I think we would value honesty. So I think that could make sense for her to be honest. I think it's a better trait than anything else. So this is our son of us, one of the later sons here. Do we want him to be ambitious? We would become rivals. I don't think so. I think an ambitious second son is definitely more trouble for our firstborn. And they're coming back with a vengeance to fight us, I think. Or siege back, maybe. But we're sieging now the war goal. At least that will lower our detrimental situation here. But they definitely have the upper hand by far, which is really unfortunate for us. And we have our courtier, who we're not related to, become a war guy. That is fine. Lowering the speed slightly. Oh, they're attacking the Bavarians across the river. That's a good fight for us. Oh, well, for the Bavarians, but also for us to lower the troops of the enemy. So really that the Bavarians also declared on them is what's saving me. Otherwise we would be in a really bad fight. I think it was very short-sighted of our liege to declare this war, but now he's in it, and I think he's not gonna back down from it, even though there might be an opportunity to white peace it. But by the time we can white peace, I think we're also at the point where essentially we're already on the swinging upwards. So adopting ideas that cost money, unfortunately, sorry, like it's not gonna happen right now. We really need to keep our money together. When I casually stroll around the premises, as one often does, you come across Prince Augustine sitting at his desk, my brother-in-law. He is married to... Well, he is actually... Well, he's a former relation of the former king. He's overburdened with me. I seek a great opportunity to help him out. But to your surprise, he refuses. Well, we don't have a great relation with the old families. Well, my wife is from that family, truth be told, but we personally don't have a good relation with the old king due to the whole Würzburg situation. But now the war goal is sieged, so I think the next step is to siege back our own territory here quickly, while they will want to attack us here, very likely. Oof, oof. Big L. That's gonna be big L. If they come here to Würzburg and they go through, they're getting raided as well. What's the best way to make sure that we can win this? What's gonna be the highest war score here? The battles, certainly. The lost control of Aschaffenburg is not ideal, but I think better to maybe siege their capital, I would guess. So what is the capital of Franconia? No, that's my side. The capital here of Prince Augustine. He was the guy who just appeared, like, that we saw sitting around, right? I hope I was mistaken on that. So his capital is probably Würzburg, right? Your Count of Würzburg is his main title. He doesn't have any, like, other titles. He's like way over his limit. He just doesn't have any duke title. And then the other person who's in this war is, of course, here the Magdeburg prince. And I think in this game there's no way to make people bow out of a war early. So we could go here to Magdeburg. It's already burned down. I think that's definitely a good call. But please go through your northern Hessen instead. Yeah, they're going to siege back Würzburg. I think that also totally makes sense. My hope is that we can position ourselves behind the Elbe, so even if they come up here, that they would then find themselves in a position where they cross the river. That would be the hope. Through staged war games and large-scale exercises, I feel confident that I can master one of the main military disciplines. Again, I really focus on this, like, being good at war part, and I think I see that it's necessary to have better leadership. So heavy infantry is probably the heaviest, is what we need, so let's be a leader for heavy infantry. I think that makes sense. I hope that these heathens are not attacking us. They shouldn't, because this is all looted already. And Dietmar has become also a homosexual, patient, brave, chaste, content man with pretty decent stats, so nothing too major to complain here. Very nice. And we could make him charitable as well, or we could make him content. I think charitable is a great trait. And my young daughter here, she's become also an adult. So speaking of daughters, then if you're like seeing that we have some daughters here that aren't married, then let's maybe take a look at that. She's a bit club-footed, but otherwise a pretty good wife. Why not? Or we could marry her to the King of France. Is that possible? Oh. Is that possible? Can I call them in now? That's not possible, right? I could not call them in. No, I think not. Somehow no. But I think that would be really nice if I could call in the French against this. So diplomacy, hostile, defending, attacking, claims. I don't know. Guess we don't have like a good relationship with them yet, somehow. Maybe the daughter didn't count. Okay, they're also losing some men from the sieges, which is also good. They're sieging back, and we're also hopefully getting a little bit more score from this. Let's see. Let's go a little bit faster. I just don't want to be overwhelmed when it goes all crazy. Did we gain any war score? I think not. We gained a bit of money though, so that's basically paying our troops here, this sieging, which is surprising because it was already looted essentially, so that we're still gaining 24 gold here from it, even though they looted it. My wife's pregnant again. Okay, they're going after the Bavarians again. Wonder how they got so much troops again. Maybe it's because they are also using mercenaries. They're bankrupt, that's good news. And he is also bankrupt. So this also helps us with the fighting, in fact. Unfortunately, this time we cannot afford to like all of this stuff because Yeah, you can have a quail's leg or whatever you wanted. The cheap stuff you can have. So there's a chance I could become more lustful. Could scarcely believe the possibility, but it made my wife look passable. Wow. Okay. Do I become chaste or lustful? Now, I think we're really focusing on this war stuff quite a lot here. Do we need a break from that, or are we good? I think we have enough kids. Like maybe at that point we're not really going to be like hunting after the girls as well. So then next up, what do we want to do next? So they're sieging back down here. We don't have so many troops. I think the best thing, the most reasonable thing, is to siege the war goal always. So let's go for that. There's the question that we might want to raise our troops again, and I think I will. I do think that's a positive overall. So we're getting some military or whatever points. That's good for us. And they're also losing down here some troops, but they're also recovering. So I'm thinking that now that they're bankrupt, which they should stay bankrupt, hopefully. Yeah, Mecklenburg. Yeah, bankrupt. That's good. Bankrupt. Perfect. So I think if they're bankrupt and they should stay bankrupt, then that's good for us. Then we should have a better chance at fighting them for sure. And now we're also looting here to get back a bit of money. The main thing that we're really missing is the battles. The battles are really... The initial battles, they really killed us. So we could go down there to fight them. But I'm feeling that that's gonna be very costly. So now we're at a point where we're equalized out. So I think I'm gonna siege back, and my hope is that they come up here, because I would rather fight them up here rather than down there. And we're throwing out these... yeah, the Würzburg people who took Aschaffenburg. Captive. And yeah, they're coming up here, perfect. So we are going to take that fight, but just gonna wait for that siege to complete. And the new realm of Bulgaria has been created. That must mean that something happened with the Byzantines, I suppose, right? Okay, the big empire of Bulgaria has been created and is now a player here on the world stage. Let's see what their destiny holds. During a particularly heated argument in the council, you stepped in as Duke Eberhard of Swabia as making a fool of himself. What did he become? He became the steward. He was previously the chancellor, which was ridiculous. And now he's a steward, which is equally ridiculous. You managed to soothe the debates and win the arguments for him, though his only infuriated him, so we are regaining prestige while he loses it. That's fine. I think our Liege's council is in disarray. I haven't even taken a look to be honest on too much on what's going on there. We didn't get money back from the returning our area. The Yorm Vikings have been founded, and we are going to take that battle, and it's not looking great for us, but we should be winning this, but it's not great. And yeah, that does give us a bit of war score, and now they're fleeing. Are they all fleeing in the same direction? Weinsberg, yes. And I think at this point we're gonna hunt them down to make sure that we can get them. They're going here to partially to Ulm, and they are going to Fürstenberg. So they already split up. I think we're gonna hunt the Franconians, ideally. They went down here to Basel, almost to the Switzerland area. But we had them. Okay, so now we could hunt like here the Mecklenburg army, and I think we will. And go to the lower part of the Bodensee, and we'll surprise them here in the lowlands, the Alps. And we have another council position again. Our court chaplain has lost. We will give the traditional position again once more here to the people, to the warm sky, researching cultural tech, or improving religious relations. I'm not sure. I guess we can only do it in my realm somehow. Research, cultural attack, great philosopher, heretic find, hunt, apostates, improve religious relations. I guess improve religious relations here with the Pope. Why not? I'll finance your journey to the Vatican. Okay, and now we hunted them down, and let's take another shot at the Würzburg army. I think now we more or less routed them, and we're just taking care of the scraps, whatever is left here. And now I think another siege would be appropriate, so let's go ahead and go to the area of Pilsen here, and I think that'll do it for us if we manage to siege down here 1 level or 2. That should be pretty fast. Yeah, the family of the old king, I think they are in a disarray. Just out of interest, I will actually quickly take a look here at the Bavarian War. So the Republic of Bavaria, they want Regensburg back undoubtedly, right? The Jure War of Regensburg, absolutely. The old family, they disinherited and disrespected Franconia and Bavaria, and now they have to pay the price for it, for their insolence. My cousin, the court physician, has shared some of his latest ideas. 20 gold, unfortunately no. We still have a war to win, my friend. And here we are. We managed to beat them back, and we're gonna offer them peace, which is to submit to our demands. And we finally reunited Würzburg with our core territory and managed to throw out the people who took it from us long ago. This is great news. The only downside is they left it in a plundered by savages. I guess we are a little bit the savages. Is it talking about the Bavarians who sieged it? I'm sure it's the Bavarians who sieged it that it's referring to. And Franconia has grown. So the next step would be to reunite here with Mainz, to make sure that Mainz comes under our domain, just for my namesake. Of course, that is the goal. So we are very poor on cash, so we will have to dismiss certainly those retinues, and we will have to rebuild at least for a little bit before we go into the next war. I don't want to have the next war be as quick as this one. We would be in a very big problem otherwise here, and we really need to build up. And likewise, we actually need to make sure that we actually find a good person to give a domain to, because we are in need of better rulership. So we could have a better spy master. I think the spy master is okay. I don't mind if the spy master is not the best. So we have the domains of Nuremberg, which is technically Nordgau and part of Bavaria. Well, I don't see it. So we will definitely keep Würzburg. In fact, I might consider making Würzburg my capital, because I'm not sure. Like, Worms is great and all, but Würzburg is a bit bigger, and it's actually in Franconia. And this is part of the Rhine, which doesn't exist. De jure, it's Mainz and Worms. It's like the Rhine area, and Franconia is here in Würzburg. Yeah. So holding Franconia, I think it makes more sense to actually do Würzburg the capital. Should I make it the capital now? I mean, it's kind of ravaged, but I think like as a symbol of like, hey, this is like us, our territory, I think I will. So then what is the next step? We want to build like troops here in Würzburg. That makes sense. We want to increase the holding here. I think also we lost technology because of that decision. It's always like that in this game. It's pretty stupid. And then we want to give one territory away. Why is there a little crown here? I don't know what that means. It's like crown focus, right? Whatever crown focus is, what is it? Würzburg will become more likely to prosper, but for this I need to think some complicated conditions. I don't know. That's okay. So what do we want to give away? I'm obviously thinking either Worms or Nuremberg, and I think here Nuremberg makes more sense because Worms is really well built up. Alternatively, we could have looked to increase our stewardship, now switching away from the war focus to actually become more of a rulership focus. And I think that does make sense also from role-playing perspective, so I think I will do that. And that does give us enough domain to actually manage all of it. So we will keep it in our hands, otherwise I would have made one of our sons maybe administer it. But yeah, I think that we are in a good position. Würzburg is back in the realm. So I will call the episode here. Thank you for coming here with me on this little journey, and see you next time. Take care.